What is up, my friends? Your weekend has officially started. You are very welcome along to Friday evening's Anfield Agenda news roundup. We're going to be flying through stories surrounding Milos Kerkez and his future, the very latest on Liverpool's pursuits of Florian Wirtz and, of course, Jeremy Frimpong. That and a couple of words from Arne Slot's press conference, all coming up over the next few minutes, but you know the score. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And of course, I want to remind you guys about our two end of season shows next Sunday. Yes, next Sunday we are going to be at the Hot Water Comedy Club Liverpool for our title celebration party, and 3 days later we will of course be back at the same venue for the official Anfield Agenda end of season party. You can get your tickets to both of those events, the ones that are remaining anyway, with a link in the description or the QR code on the screen. And believe it or not, I'm actually now on Cameo as well, so do check me out on there if you'd like me to dump somebody for you or anything else really. I am a gun for hire and I'll say whatever you want, so there you go. Have a little look at Cameo, let me know your thoughts, and until then folks, let's get cracking with the news. Right, let's talk Milos Kerkez for a little bit, because we will talk about the price that Liverpool may have to pay for him, but unfortunately his name has started to come around a little bit now in Real Madrid circles as well. The good news is he isn't their primary target. Real Madrid are focused on Benfica's left back, I believe former Manchester United player as well. And if that didn't work out, well, Milos Kerkez is their plan B. I'm sure Milos Kerkez loves hearing that he's the club's plan B, but for us, he very much is plan A. This piece here from the newspaper in the UK suggests that Bournemouth have set a £45 million price tag for the 21-year-old left-back who was wanted by Liverpool. Now, I don't think Liverpool are going to want to pay 45 million quid, in all honesty, folks. I think 40 is probably where Liverpool are at. Let's see how this one works out, but I do hope we see movement on it soon, because we're tying up Frimpong. We'll move on to talk about that one in a minute. But now let's move on to Florian Wirtz. A little bit here from Max Erbel of Bayern Munich, who said Florian Wirtz is free to visit Liverpool, Manchester, Madrid, or whatever else his family and friends want to do. Munich seemed certainly worried in this one. It looked as if they were having a free run at Florian Wirtz. The belief was in Germany and in Munich circles that it was just a formality, that he was going to leave Leverkusen and go there. But now, Liverpool's name is very firmly in the mix. And as Christian Falk has said, as things stand, Liverpool are further ahead than Manchester City for Florian Wirtz. He does say that Bayern remain optimistic. Look, there seems to be a belief that if he leaves Germany, Liverpool have a big plan ready. Liverpool are ready to launch the charm offensive, to pay the money and anything else. We just have to get that nod, and that's what we're waiting to see. Has the Wirtz family changed its mind about leaving Germany? And if they do, well, it looks like Anfield will be the front runner. But of course, folks, I will say, take all of these stories with a pinch of salt. We have to wait and see what happens with the Wirtz family decision, whether they want to leave Germany or not. If they do, well, come on now, you know, best club in the world and all that, Florian, so come along. Now, Manchester City, they're apparently already drawing up plan B. And their plan B is Dani Olmo if they're set to miss out on Florian Wirtz, according to CF Bayern. He said Manchester City and Dani Olmo are also hot. Pep Guardiola's club are prepared to leave the poker game against Bayern and Liverpool for Wirtz. So hopefully they do. Hopefully they back off, go get Dani Olmo, and then if Florian Wirtz is going to depart Germany, hopefully his destination is Liverpool. Now, do stick with me on this, because I have a more positive update regarding Liverpool's stance on Wirtz to come in a moment or two. Let's move on to a little bit coming from one of the Madrid-friendly or Madrid-centric journalists that are speaking about Liverpool and Ibrahim Konate, and this is what they've had to say. The truth is that Liverpool's management is upset. The doubt arises because of what could happen in the future. At Anfield, they're experiencing a very strange feeling following the Frenchman's refusal to renew his contract. They're also starting to detect ghosts very similar to those they felt just a year ago when Trent Alexander-Arnold began to reject offers to extend his contract. And look, I've been very clear about this in my opinion all the way through. If Konate is stalling and doesn't want to agree a new deal, Liverpool have to move quickly and sell him. It's not what I want. I would dare to suggest it's not what you want, but we do need to move quickly and be decisive. So if Ibu doesn't agree a deal soon enough, my opinion, Liverpool should sell. And if he is stalling, well, you got to ask yourself why. And the only thing that I can think of is that somebody's gotten in his ear. So we'll keep an eye on this one for you, but we do have to start drawing up contingency plans, I guess, just in case Konate can't agree a new deal. Now, Ian Doyle of the Echo has said, well, the expectation is that Wirtz remains in Germany, either by staying at Leverkusen or making the switch to Bayern. Now, I think he's already told Leverkusen he's leaving, but don't hold me to that one. Arne Slot wants to make a significant play for the £125 million rated Germany international. Now we'll move on to Fabrizio Romano and an update on Jeremy Frimpong. We are at the moment where we're just waiting for the here we go. So he said, Frimpong and Liverpool deal at the final stages now. Every detail of personal terms has almost been agreed as expected. No issues on the release clause, as Liverpool are in direct contact with Leverkusen since Monday over instalments for the €35 million deal. And here we go soon. So as I mentioned, keep your eye out. I'm going to stream tonight just in case. We're going to take tomorrow off, but we just have a feeling that there could be some news at some point involving a transfer. So I will be live tonight at 8:45. We're going to carry on though and stick with Florian Wirtz. This piece here said that Bayern Munich are currently only willing to offer €100 million for Wirtz, which is about £80-85 million. Bayern and Wirtz have already reached an agreement, according to Christian Falk, and said Bayern boss has never been so confident. So as you can see, this story's going up and down. Bayern bosses feel like it's a done deal. Liverpool waiting on standby in case he decides he's not going to leave Germany. But don't forget one thing here. Leverkusen want him to leave the Bundesliga. They don't want to strengthen a rival. They want Wirtz to go outside of the Bundesliga. And if there's more money on the table from the Premier League, it could come down to who's going to pony up the most dough. If Wirtz makes it adamant that he wants Bayern and Bayern only, well, then we could be in a very sticky situation with that one. But until we know the family's wishes, we're just going to have to wait. So, Arne Slot, when asked about working on transfers, gave one of my favourite answers ever from an Arne Slot press conference. Did you not see the videos of me this week? Yes, Arne, we did. Glad to see you enjoying yourself, my man. And he did look like he was enjoying himself, but pretty good answer there from the gaffer. So, let's move on to Fabrizio Romano, who has his say on Florian Wirtz. Nothing is decided for Florian Wirtz. Nothing at all. Bayern remain convinced they're favourites. Liverpool had contact with people close to Wirtz. Liverpool want to be informed on the situation. It depends on the player's side. Now we move on to the interesting post from Matt Thielen. So Matt Thielen writes, Liverpool officials are starting to believe they have a real chance to convince Florian Wirtz to join. The big three of Virgil, Salah and Alexis McAllister are all expected to play a role in the process. What this role is, genuinely, your guess is as good as mine. But I do like the upbeat posting there from Matt that Liverpool officials are starting to believe. And like I've said all the way through, this will be a very different situation to the Caicedo situation because Edwards and Hughes weren't at the club at that point. They won't allow Liverpool to look like fools in this one. So if there is a chance and they're growing in confidence, we got to stick with this one. So finally, just before we finish up, a bit of a rule change coming up in the Premier League that obviously won't apply to Manchester City and Manchester United, but the Premier League is set to introduce a new rule which only permits captains to talk to referees about key decisions in the 2025-26 season. And as I mentioned, it's great on paper, but let's see when Bruno Fernandes and 3 or 4 other players or Pep Guardiola's men are surrounding a referee, or maybe Mikel Arteta for that matter, let's see if they hold the rules up then. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, just to summarise, we're very close to the here we go on Frimpong. Wirtz news is moving quickly, so do keep an eye out for us on that one. If we have anything, we will be back with it straight away. Tonight at 8:45, we'll be live with a late night agenda, but we will be taking tomorrow off completely. There will be a video out, a preview for the Brighton game in the morning, but other than that, no content going out tomorrow. Appreciate you guys for your support as always. Hope to see you back here tonight for the late night agenda to kick off the weekend. The last 2 shows have been absolutely brilliant. Over 3,500 people with us. Hope to see you again tonight. And if I don't, have a wonderful weekend. Much love, my friends. Bye-bye.